Hi guys, I'd first like to start this by thanking everyone who has subscribed to my channel, as I'm now over 1,000 subscribers, which for me is insane since I just started this as a bit of fun. So I would like to thank each and every one of you for the nice comments and feedback that I get. It's greatly appreciated, so thank you very much. So on with the video. So this video is just to share my thoughts and to hopefully hear what your thoughts are as well on the news that confirms once again World of Warcraft has lost quite a large number of subscribers. 2.9 million in fact, since the release of Warlords of Draenor back in October 2014. Now in October last year, World of Warcraft subscription figures shot up to over 10 million subscribers, which is a huge amount of players to be playing the game, and of course a big increase in revenue for Blizzard. But as of March 31st, which is the end of the first quarter, Blizzard's figures show World of Warcraft subscriptions have dropped down to a measly 7.1 million subscribers. The figure of 7.1 million is actually less than it had just prior to the release of Warlords of Draenor. Now I'm being kind of sarcastic when I say a measly 7.1, as that's still an incredible amount of people playing what is in fact a 10-year-old game, and it's still the biggest MMO around by a mile. However, it still works out on average that over 500,000 people have left the game per month since its release and up until March's figures. Now it's unlikely the majority of people have left within the first few months, as they would have been playing the game and all the content it had to offer. So the likelihood is that most people have left within the last 3 months, prior to the release of March's figures. Now no matter what Blizzard says, this is a massive amount of a player base to leave the game. So the question is, why is this happening? Or why does it keep happening? And in my opinion, there are a few things that could or have contributed to the quite rapid decline. So first, a couple of minor issues. Issue 1. The price increase for subscription fees, and subscription fees in general. I don't know if this affected other parts of the world or just in the UK, but weekly subscription fees went up by £1, monthly subscription fees went up by £3, and yearly subscription fees went up by £6. Now this is by no means a deal breaker for most people, but it may have been an issue for some people. I have no doubts, however, that some people may have not retained their subscription once they had played all the content the game had to offer. This applies to all WoW subscribers. If you feel like you have played all the game has to offer you, then why would you continue to waste money on a game you rarely or no longer play, as that money can be spent better elsewhere. Issue 2. The terrible buggy release of Warlords of Draenor. Many people were plagued with being unable to access the game at all upon release. Others found themselves waiting in queues so long it would take them hours to connect, and once they did connect, they were unable to access their character and were forced to log back in and were once again placed at the back of an incredibly long queue. And for those of us who could actually log in, myself being one of them, we were faced with huge amounts of lag, which quite frankly made the game unplayable at times, as you would find yourself attacking an enemy only for the game to lag, and the next time you could move is when you're standing at your gravestone having to make your way back to your corpse. You would also find yourself unable to fly into your garrison, as if you tried to do this you would be stuck forever on a griffin with about 1,000 people behind you trying to do the same thing. Now most World of Warcraft expansions have some issues, but never anything this big, and I'm sure the majority of people knew that Blizzard would actually fix it as soon as possible. But for some people who may have left World of Warcraft and thought they would come back and give Warlords of Draenor a go, they may have just thought it was not worth sticking around and rage quit, or once their monthly subscription fee had ended, they simply left, as they were disappointed with their experience of the game. Issue 3. Now the previous 2 issues are somewhat minor, and may have just contributed to a small percentage of people leaving the game. But compared to the issue I'm about to address, and I think most people will know what it is, as if you're still playing the game right now, you know that the main issue is quite simply, outside of raiding, if you do raid at all that is the lack of actual playable gaming content. I mean, I bet I know what you do when you log in to play WoW. I'm going to run you through a scenario. I'm sure that most people in some similar form or another will do exactly this. So, I bet you log in and go straight to your command table inside your town hall and click and complete all of the follower missions you have left running overnight. After that, you click and start off all of the follower missions you can do right now and leave them running until completion. You then turn and start to run out of your town hall, completely ignoring the boring and dull Apexis daily quests that nobody ever does. But just before you exit the building, you turn to your left to see which NPC is standing there. And if it's the NPC that gives you primals for profession mats, you will trade with them if you have the mats to hand. Or if it's Harrison Jones, you will check to see if the quest is available that you need to obtain him as a follower. Anyone else, you'll just ignore. Once you set foot outside of your town hall, you will most likely ignore the daily pet battle to your right and proceeding doing a fast jog around your garrison, stopping off at various buildings along the way to pick up garrison resources from your trading post, armor-struck weapon upgrades from the Dwarven bunker, before popping into your profession shacks to pick up and restart whatever profession work orders you have left running overnight. After that, you will then pop into your salvage yard and sell, dis or keep some of the crap you get from your salvage crates. Now you will then proceed to head to your barn and pick up any work orders you could be bothered to farm and hope to hell they have dropped some savage bloods, before heading off to your herb garden, where you will pick and gather all of your lovely herbs to add to your ever-growing collection in your bank. You will then see the lovely follower Fiona wandering around and you will speak to her on the off chance she has concocted some kind of drug that will help numb the pain you're about to experience in the Lunar Fall mine, where you will undergo a mind-numbingly boring, slow routine of mining ore. You will pray to the WoW gods that a pickaxe or mug of coffee is dropped to speed up your mining and run speed to get you the hell out of there as soon as possible. Once you emerge, you will take a deep breath and say, "What shall I do now?" To which your most likely reply will be, there's nothing to do, I'll log off and come back later when my follower missions are complete. Now, does any of that sound remotely familiar to what you do? The simple fact is, there is nothing to do in the current content, and that makes the game boring. Warlords of Draenor dungeons quickly became irrelevant a month or so after the Looking for Raid came out, as the gear it dropped was far superior to any heroic dungeon. Patch 6.1 was recently released, but there was nothing playable. All you got was the ability to take selfies and Twitter integration and other cosmetic stuff like that. So if you're a player that does not raid or has completed all of the raids, then there really is no reason for you to stick around and spend your hard-earned cash on the game. So is it any real surprise that so many people have left? It really does feel like Blizzard has put no effort at all into creating new content. Silly random number generated follower quests are not great content. Taking selfies are not great content. In fact, it's lazy content, and 2.9 million people seem to agree with that statement. The game has increasingly become lacking in quality, especially endgame content quality, and Blizzard is constantly increasing ways to maximise profit from minimum effort. This comes in the format normally via the Blizzard store. I mean, there are countless pets and mounts for sale for silly amounts of money. It costs 40 English pounds to boost your character to level 90. I mean, seriously, 40 pounds. That's more than I actually paid for the expansion itself. And now we have 20 pounds to purchase World of Warcraft tokens for in-game gold. This is genuinely printing free money for Blizzard. It really does annoy me how WoW seems to be going in this direction and ignoring current in-game playable content. Now, after that rant I've been on, I would not be surprised at all if some people return for patch 6.2, what with the new raid of Hellfire Citadel in Tanaan Jungle coming out, as it does look genuinely like a lot of fun. But again, I suspect we will get a lot of, possibly substandard content to go along with it. Maybe that's too harsh a word. I mean, I know we will get to finish the legendary ring quest, but what I mean is I expect a lot more random follower quests, which are things you cannot actually play. You just click a button and wait for missions to be completed, and after a while that gets monotonous and you just become bored. I really do expect that this is the way this current patch will continue to go until a new expansion is announced. And according to Blizzard, they did say they wanted to shorten the release dates of expansions. so I wouldn't be surprised if we get a new announcement soon, possibly by the end of the year. So guys, that's kind of my view on why World of Warcraft has lost so many players in such a short period of time. Please, let me know what you all think. I'm sure there are other reasons that I've not covered or even considered, so let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, please comment, like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.